So, what I'm assuming is the final stream here. We'll be pushing the main story to the end. We have this new region, and the quest is just to go right down there anyway. But I guess first we'll go over, I did go ahead and craft all new gear. Unfortunately, visually, I mean, everything looks fine except for the legs. You know, if you could dye them, you can at least dye them black. They'd probably match, but oh well. It is what it is. So generally speaking, I focused on damage, crit chance, crit damage, and then like damage resist. Those are the 4 big things I got there. And of course, you can name your gear. So I just named everything Reckoning. So my weapons are the Primal Chakrams of Reckoning, the Primal Blades of Reckoning. So Chakrams do physical, primal, and fire damage. They have damage increases, they have crit chances, and crit damage increases. Blades are physical, piercing, primal dot, and lightning. They also have damage increases and crit chance increases. My Reckoning Cowl has damage resist, crit chance. I'm only going over the important stuff here. Reckoning Armor has crit damage, damage resist, crit chance, and then just flat damage increase, which is really nice. My Reckoning Gloves have crit damage. I got some regen just to have it, and physical resist. Reckoning Leggings have crit damage, crit chance, and damage. My Reckoning Shoes have damage resist, crit chance, and a ton of damage increase. And finally, my Reckoning Talisman has crit chance and then just resistances. There wasn't really much to put on the talisman, to be honest. But there you go. So again, a ton of crit chance, a ton of crit damage. I can't remember. I think I have like 46 damage resist, 46% damage resist. But then I also have a lot of elemental resist and physical resist, which like together are pretty much the same thing as damage resist. It just excludes poison. So ignoring poison, I'm more like almost like 60, 65, maybe 70% damage resist, which is nuts. So yeah, tons of crit chance. I think I'm at like the 50% range, and my magic is more like 60 to 65. Tons of damage resist. We have like 50% damage boost. So yeah, lots and lots of awesomeness there. And then the accessories are the same. You can't craft accessories, so just damage increase, mana, the regens, and crit chance and crit damage, which I forgot to take into account. So maybe I'm more like, I'm probably like over 50% now, because I forgot to add that in. So yeah, should be fun to see how it all goes. I did have to respec though. I didn't realize it until I already crafted the armor, but because I was using the best finesse armor, the best finesse required 38, and I had 36. So that means I did actually, still, I'm right at the level to unlock Meteor, but I still don't have it. So yesterday we just got to unlock Meteor, but now we don't have it again, because I had to put those 2 points into this to wear the gear, which is fine. If we level up today, which I doubt we will. If we do, we can use Meteor for the last few seconds of the game. We'll see. Alright, so the main quest, of course. My allies and I will travel through Alabastra individually. I'll meet them near in front of the House of Vengeance. So we're just pushing through this entire region, like we're just pushing through it all. Get all the way to the end. Okay, let's do it. I mean, honestly, I'm not even gonna get loot. We'll get the lore stones along the way. But no loot will really
with horrors, screams, and
replace
ghostly
what I made at
face,
this point.
we leave blood in a graven place. The forest black and nighttime sky, the blood that pours forth from your eye. A feast for maggots, craven all, that eat the dying when they fall. Instead of vibrant fighting flesh that fights the barghest and the thresh, that knows the plight of Seelie Fae, you who walked the Niralim's way, and reckon fates of mortal dust, and keep an oath or break a trust. We hunger for your corpse once more, to hear your cries and anguished roar.
Do I even loot the body? I guess I'll loot the body still. I mean, I have to loot something. I have to loot something. Ugh. Unlocks it says fast travel for if we have to come here or something. Primordia sounds kind of interesting. So we'll be critting a lot. Like, a lot. Oh my god, that did 3,000 damage just that final attack. It'd be insane. Almost every single, I think every single attack I've done so far has been crit, whether it's with magic or blades. It has. I haven't seen a non-crit yet. I'm pretty sure again we're... I think I added to 46, and if I forgot the 15, that would be 61. We're critting 100% of the time so far. Off map. Curious. Alright, yeah, so I'm not looting, but that was there, so whatever. The lore stone and some allies, or at least, you know, non-aggressive NPCs that are...
Agarth wanted me to keep an eye on Lady Shear, but you and I need to have a talk first. I've been reviewing my notes of our last trip to Alabastra, and I've come to some startling conclusions about your death and Tirnoch.
The Tirnoch is the god that the bad guy is trying to, you know, resurrect, essentially. What about Tirnoch?
These crystals are all drawing their power from one source, something intelligent and malignant, the creature the Tuatha call Tirnoch. In fact, she must be such a strong source of magic that the power she used when she killed you triggered the Well of Souls and pulled you back to life. You were attuned to the well in my lab, but Hugh's well captured your essence. Tirnoch's magic seems to have been the missing element.
Okay. What exactly is Tirnoch?
Something incredibly powerful. I don't know if we even have a name for what she is, because no one's lived to name it. She's not a god. She's something much, much worse. And judging by the growth of this Prismere, she's very close to coming into our world for good. Whatever Gadflow's been doing, it's all in order to bring her here. So you've got to stop him before it's too late.
Alright. What do you know about Alan Shear?
You mean your deadly little shadow? I know her type. All smiles now, but it's just so she can get close enough to stick her knives.
We still know nothing about her. How did we do this last time?
With tremendous difficulty. Even so, there weren't as many Tuatha here, and we used magic to keep us hidden. Magic which you provided, in fact. You never did explain where you got those fascinating little artifacts.
Yeah, big mystery of who I was before this, but even who she is and how we knew each other.
Until one night, when nature changed its course, and Gadflow, like an errant thread frayed from the weave, took the crown from Mathon's head. "A joke," he said. "A joke?" And the court swayed in laughter. For Gadflow's was often like the mockingbird, with many calls, but none of his own. He placed the crown upon his head and, smiling, took a crimson sword. He betrayed the Fae with a swing of his newfound freedom.
Right. A little group of diverting paths here all over the place. All clustered up just for me. Lower stone here. Alright, just one guy. Am I supposed to be scared of him? Just oh, there's one back there, okay. He's teleport over here. Oh, he's not teleporting, he's doing that. Get them grouped up then. There's two of those guys down here.
The skulls atop high fulgen shine, and coldly gleam in a precise line. For us who chew on hollowed bones, while alive we wail vapid moans. It's delight for us to feed, to feast, we the winter of the East. We the corpses in putrid bloom, we of decay and twilight gloom, will never halt our hungered wait, till spilled blood is on our plate. So come into our lands at night, and see an endless wintry sight.
Alright. That's the Winter Fae, obviously. This horde. Down there before he even gets here. Is the guy in the back get pulled? Oh, wow, nice. That was way too far away. We're sitting at like 11 million gold at this point. Yep, 11.6. My lower stone.
The anger festers in the heart, and perfectly you play the part of hero to the summer's west, bringing Tuatha to their rest. Why do you try so hard in vain? Why bring the others senseless pain? Don't you see, mortal, don't you see the body impaled on the tree? Will you not witness their loss and feed upon the awful dross? Or walk again past corpses new, without care for the rotting few?
That's interesting. It's definitely talking to me now. Specifically. Okay. Now when he mentioned like do you not see the body on the tree at first, I thought he was going to like it was going to be like a it's my body on the tree. But I think he's more talking about like all the bodies being strung up everywhere. But There's a small chance there might be like an important body hanging from a tree we'll find. He's on the water right there. Stone. And hidden door, fuck it. Oh, it's a cave, let me do that.
And he was not alone. Like the weave unraveling, the Tuatha now tainted the purity of Mathon's court. These new immortals, the Tuatha Daon, were no longer the solemn Fae of the East. Their essences twisted into a ravenous host, unsettled, unnatured. From the nothing of winter came Gadflow's malice.
We seem to have two lore stones here, two different types. One's telling the story of Gadflow, and the other one seemingly is like specifically talking to me. Ooh, nice forest. Spooky, spiky forest. That's what I got in the back, what I got in here too.
O gloried stranger in our land, bringing death with the fate's own hand, filling the graves with corpses new, that feed the vultures, mortals too. Yes, they'll eat the flesh of the dead, and tear the limbs off, and the head. They only need the slightest lie to give them reason as to why their minds should be free from all guilt. And that is how your morals wilt. Continue, stranger, in our home, where demons tread and evils roam. For you are now a part of woe, blight, dusk, ruin, and living foe.
I'm going to pause here just in case this side quest is like very rarely we've had a guy like walk up to us, or like we have to hear it, so I don't want to interrupt the lore stone there. He's right in the path.
You must hurry.
Oh,
there is much to do.
See?
Gask and his forces are preparing to march. They know about the caves and will not cease until every last one of us has been slain. And there are the survivors of Eventide to consider. I have not heard a whisper from across the pass. And Esha, she plots a fool's errand. We must stop her. Much to do.
I'm down.
Forgive me. Ever since the Tuatha came, omens of our destruction besiege me. My every notion is of escape and salvation.
What happened?
When he refused to worship Gadflow's god of smoke and ash, he thought first to kill us, but then chose a far grimmer fate. He made us his example. He sent Gask. First, Gask's priests destroyed the clans. Then he burned the bodies of the fallen and breathed in their essence, mocking the dead and the great cycle itself. One day, that is all Gask needed to unravel many seasons of the telling, to make the earth shudder and the sky weep. Now he sits above us, watching.
Why did Gadflow do this?
Ashmore and Eventide stand astride the pass, the corridor leading from Bale to the wider world. When we refused to stand aside for him, he ripped his way through.
Alright, I'll help.
Wonderful. Your attack will give us time to organize an escape. Do not underestimate Gask. He is among Gadflow's best for a reason. His camp of Cadsimir is to the north, but you
I guess
must
we'll do
defeat
this.
his
We'll do
witch
a
knights
rare
along
side
with the Fae
quest here.
himself. I have faith in you.
One's actually, fitting at least. Tell me about Gask.
An agent of Gadflow and head witch knight of Cadsimir, one whose acts define him. Little is known of him, but this is not important. His actions here are a grim enough tale. Victory will be yours.
Let's do it. Oh, two different, Alright. I expect to beat this pretty quickly. We can at least take a minor detour. This one at least seems pretty relevant to the story, at least. I mean, it's just off. At least I dodged like that.
And he named it Prismere. It grows far beneath the Amethyst. It pierces the world, and the blood that flows from these wounds feeds Gadflow's hungry mind. These crystals, this Prismere, whispered to him promises of power, of godhood. It corrupted his nature. The seeds of a blizzard sprouted in the form of a beautiful crystal. It was a gift from her, ere we knew our doom was at hand.
Interesting. He's talking to the Prismere. It was a gift from her. I wonder, like, just looking at it, I wonder if Prismere is like something like super special, like in the sense I'm thinking like one revelation could be, what if it's like the physical embodiment of like souls after they die? Something like that. I feel like something's going to be revealed about Prismere. This is down here. I'm guessing I can get... Oh, it's still on the land. Alright, cool. Wondering how they didn't get aggro and ran past them.
If you were here, then you were sold to the putrid lands of the old. Your lost body will burn, to crumbled ash will your bones turn. There is no hope left for your life. Wielding hammer, sword, or knife will not save you. You are the waste of a contempt's malicious taste. And what awaits your untuned mind is what you hope you'll never find. The vilest, darkest, blackest thing. The conscience of a reigning king.
Alright, so I know this one's down here. I don't know about the other one if I have to loop around or what. here's the first thing. Two mages, these are not going to be close together. Wow, I just drained all my mana. I do have a mana potion, but I can't really use them. Yeah, they drain all that mana and like won't fucking help. Buddy. I have mana. No loot from him? Okay. So maybe going from up here over? Looks like it. Good. Alright, perfect. Get you.
Your life box, tear not.
Missed him there. Frames. That one died quick. Was he not a, no, he's a witch knight, obviously. Alright, he fell off the head and did. Rarely. Alright, where's Gask? Down here. Pushing through their camp. Add Samir. About 25% mana. Slowly regenerate back while using a bunch. Continue my combo. Oh, I don't know why I was getting gassed with this giant guy, not just a normal looking mage. I was like, where's Gask at? There we go. New armor set. Not that I'm using it. Mana, magic damage. Yeah, it wouldn't even be that great anyway. You chill on here at the camp.
You're back. I was keeping an eye on you from a safe distance to see if you would keep your promise. I am amazed. I dared not speak of it, but there are prophecies of a mortal who would herald our kind's passing. While the defeat of Gask will count as a victory against the madness of Gadflow, I wonder if it is a harbinger of darker nights ahead. Prophecies aside, you have done as I asked, and we, the clan of Ashmore, recognize you. Farewell.
I'm recognized. That's it though? No other reward? Alright. I'll continue with the quest. Which we're almost there. Let's save out. It's just new save, whatever. Prismere Troll. 2 of them. Dodge that, but okay. Damn, the priest is a little too far away. But he got hit and one shot by that last part of the combo alone. Just the last part. Shoot through him. And big cool. Get the blessing, oh well. Up here. Lorestone over there. Allies. Lorestones all around.
Your life must fear not. Your
Ooh, interrupted him. Perfect. See if he immediately starts talking to me before I go to this Lorestone. No? He is moving towards me though. Alright, I'll wait to see.
Agarth will not be far behind you. Neither of us saw any sign of Aelin Shear or Ventrinio. A scout on the ridge above saw the two Arthur mounting for a counterattack. You should hear what he has to say before we move on. If you'd rather not wait, talk with Agarth. Time is of the essence.
Alright.
Careful. This is worse than I feared.
You foolish mortals, listen well to advice in this tale of atrocities that we will tell. Horror awaits the fools who fell, and languish behind arcane veil.
Asshole. Somehow one guy survived that, though.
Of old they sung, but now a god proclaimed enchanting song. They worship on their earthen sod, and bow their heads and pray and nod. Another name to bear their wrong. Flames of warlike engines roar and quake through heaven's path. In Gadflow's name they battle more. And then, despite the peace of yore, will murder neighbors in their wrath.
Good to see you here. Ready?
I'm ready if you are.
I am. But there hasn't been any sign of Aelin Shear or Ventrinio.
Oh,
Damn
suspicious.
it all, I knew we couldn't trust her.
I mean, maybe it's not her fault.
I sent Ventrinio to keep an eye on her. He was sending me messages until recently. But there were fewer and fewer as we've gotten closer to Baal. We need to get through the House of Vengeance and kill the Cur. And we'll have to do it without them.
Who's Kerr, anyway?
He's the closest thing Vengeance has to a leader anymore. A face so consumed with hatred that he's little more than a beast. If you're going to get into Baal, the Cur has to die.
Alright, let's go.
We'll go as far as we can. Whatever is happening in Baal needs to be stopped as quickly as possible. Listen, you're more powerful than I ever was. If anyone can stop this, it's you. When you kill the Cur, you go into Baal and stop Gadflow. If we get separated, I'll keep fighting to keep an escape route open for you. Now go! Stay on guard.
Conquer the House of Vengeance. Where were you, to the left? Yeah. We got everybody everywhere. That isn't even aiming at him. Uh, 10% chance to heal. Nah. There's a lore stone.
They left you helpless and without hope, among the barren plains or searching for food on mountain slope, and finding only gallows rope. And then you thank them for your pains.
Go this way. Again, he's seemingly talking about how I died for her. How's that? Pull lever. Oh, it freed the troll. I thought he was everything.
So these two sides are yours to choose, and the evils they put out.
Huh?
One to kill you without a ruse. One you're merely tools for their use. Either way, A foolhardy seat.
Interesting, so both the last lore stones are suggesting that the people I'm working with right now know more than they're telling me. They know of my death and they're using me. Now, that more than likely is referring to Alan Shear, the chick. Just a pawn in her game. We'll see. Come on, guys. Come on.
The House of Vengeance enacted the whims of our mad king. The divided court became Gadflow's Tuatha by force or by rebirth. The Winter Fae dwindled before this wave of frenzied strife, and before long, they were soldiers in an immortal army, or they were outcast. The greatest of vengeance, Malwyn, Claran, Vescain among them, became his witch knights. War had come again to the Fae, but instead of by Lord Own, it was Gadflow the king without a winter.
House of Vengeance.
Onwards! We're nearly there.
Oh, a lot of people here. Let me get to the group right here because they're already together. Perfect. Just one guy missed. Yeah, courtyard they have here. Yeah, Prismere all in the actual fort. Just one shot all of them.
Let us tempt it.
Or your cycle. Forward. I'll deal with the troll. And they still haven't taken care of these two. Looks like we probably will level up one last time, unlock Meteor for the third time, and final time. For real.
like this is it.
This is it? Alright. Get this guy. Cur. Cur of Vengeance. Now is he still up or did he just spawn in? No, he's still up back there, okay. And he's dead. Load up. He has a set. It's for might, physical damage, elemental resist, ice damage. Nah. I mean, at least the physical damage would have been nice if I was, might. Let's level up. Matter. And for the last time, meteor again. I have to map it. Putting that at that. Okay. Enter Bale. Mystical. Assuming they're the... I don't know if they're the bad guys or not. They wear similar armor. I don't know if it's the exact same armor, though. They are, and there's Alan... Okay, are we about to learn something about Alan Shear? What's her secret? And is that our dwarf?
My deepest
not
apologies
friend?
for not being able to join the battle.
Gnome?
Ventrinia was something of a hassle.
You killed him.
He attacked me. It was only a matter of time before his greed got the better of him. The closer we got to Bale, the more obsessed he became with Tianok, and with harnessing Tianok's power, just like Gadflow did. That's why he had to be stopped, and why we need to talk about our mission.
About time you told me.
I wasn't sure I could trust you. You're not the same person you used to be. We're running out of time. I'll explain as we go. Lead on. I'm right behind you.
Well, let me get this and hopefully she doesn't start talking.
The winter court was still as fallen snow as the jester danced and capered. Juggling knives and torches, he sang to his lords and ladies, but none smiled. Not an eyebrow raised as the snivelling jester imitated the king, not even when he took the crown from his head. Because this was the day that Gadflow murdered the winter court. This was the day the Tuatha were born, and our people became a sacrifice for Tiernach.
Alright, so this is what we heard that entire story on the lore stones about Gadflow, how he took the power by feigning being a jester and murdering the king.
Fighting at your side, just like the old days, before you died. You and I carry on a duty that has been fulfilled for centuries. We keep the world from being consumed by greed, by war and by Tianok. The ancient beast must stay sealed away at any cost. The world must never realize the terrible power Tianok offers.
We the protectors against Tiernok.
Since the alabaster wall was young, the beautiful bone-white forest was a place of peace and meditation. No piercing birdsong nor heated word could find its way between the branches. Quiet thought prevailed until Gadflow shattered our land. The Tuatha's crimson axes chopped the forest for arrow shafts, and Tiernok's Prismere spires rose up to consume what remained. Now our forest is shattered, and screams of warfare fill its boughs.
So I don't want to push whenever we get the lore stone, because I don't know what she's going to talk next. I want all the lore. I killed them all the first time. Wow.
When Gadflow's army arose, we recognized Tianok's tainted influence. Only a force like her could warp eternal creatures like the Fae. So you came to infiltrate Alabastra, find Tianok, and seal her away forever. And you used Ventrinio to get in, under the guise of being his assistant. If you couldn't stop Tianok, she would use her pawns to fully escape her prison, and the world would be her new plaything. You had to try, even though the Fate Weavers said you were doomed. As always, the Fate Weavers were right.
Alright, so far that makes sense. Again, we're part of this, like, ancient order of protectors against this demon, essentially demon god thing. So I used Ventrinio to get into here. I died. Obviously at that point I had to follow fate like everyone else, so the Fate Weavers saw my death. They didn't foresee my rebirth, though.
The greatest heroes of winter have always fallen from the Bale's pale boughs, from Pietra the Keen to Hulgan the Hungry. When the Tuatha claimed dominance over us, heroes arose to defend winter. Gadflow laughed at their challenge and called up Tiernok's wrath. In a second, our most loyal heroes were impaled by Prismere spires. Our heroes were gone, never to be reborn, and our people succumbed to Gadflow's madness.
When I found you in Dalentarth, when I saw you had come back to life, I wasn't sure how much you remembered. I couldn't be certain you would keep our secrets. I considered killing you then and there. Nothing personal. You would have done the same to me. But then I saw what you had become. I saw the new powers you wielded. And I saw how useful you could be.
So far it all makes sense. Obviously we can't 100% believe her. So far good.
When I saw you could change fate, I knew.
Why did it interrupt her? Ah, come on.
This is no time to dawdle.
Who was I?
You're the one who stepped forward to stop Gadflow and the source of his power, even though fate said you were doomed to fail. This time, fate cannot control you, but I expect you to succeed.
Why did it stop dialogue?
I'm right behind you.
God damn it, man. Most important fucking dialogue.
But Gadflow was not content to rule the court of winter. Mortals would bow before him as well. And so he made war on your people and drove them from the eastern lands. The Alfar fell before an avalanche of corrupted fervor. The Tuatha acted as one army and built the Prismere chantries as new idols of their false mountain god, their Tiernok.
In happier times, the winter court would come here to bathe in the colours of the midnight gardens. Night violets and pale moonflowers blossomed on a field of bluest grass studded with frost. When stars aligned, the aurora borealis danced for the queen herself. But now the Tuatha have crushed the gardens and planted only corpses. The fruit of their tortured garden is only blood red.
Last time you came here, you were destined to die. This time, your destiny is up to you.
At long last, Gadflo has crushed the Winter Fae, and his Tuatha rules us usherly. No longer are we reborn into this world, unless his god Tirnoch wills it so. This monster has crushed us, and our kind shall pass from this world. But our memories might yet last. When Gadflo is gone, and his god is left for another people to ravage, I may be freed from my tomb, and then I may share what dreams we made.
Oh.
It is the only immortality any of us may hope for now.
Okay.
No time to dawdle. Lead on.
Check the loot I don't even care about.
I'm right behind you. Now we have a chance to finally complete our mission. Let's put an end to Gadflo before his bargain frees Tirnoch on the world. This must have been a lot for you to take in at once. But I need you to be clear on who you are and what you need to do. A lot has changed since you were here last. It isn't going to be as easy this time. And last time it killed you.
What is Tirnoch?
Oh, she's a creature with incredible power. A dragon. But she is no simple lizard in some child's tale. She has a power rivaled only by the gods. Thousands of years ago, the ancient Alpha sealed her in the Amathen between this world and the world of magic. And there she went mad. As her prison weakened over time, she was able to tempt Gadflo into helping her gain enough power to break free. And if she escapes fully, it will mean the end of all mortal life. Tirnoch's revenge for tens of thousands of years of imprisonment. That's why people like you and I have dedicated our lives to keeping Tirnoch secret from the world.
Alright, so who was I?
We were supposed to keep Tirnoch hidden from the world. Anyone who learned too much had to die. But when Gadflo found her, you were the one who volunteered to kill him and seal Tirnoch away once more, even though you were fated to fail. It took every trick we had to get you here the first time, and you still died. I don't know if you plan to be resurrected, but knowing you, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hell of a plan. So what happens after he dies?
Everyone who knows the truth of Tirnoch will be dead, and Tirnoch will be sealed away once again. We can return to our duty of keeping the knowledge secret, assuming that's the life you want to return to. But if you refuse, then I'd have to make sure you never tell the truth about Tirnoch. Of course, I'd rather it didn't come to that. But you would have done the same.
You seem to like me.
What are you? A moonstruck whelp? If you're going to waste time staring longingly at
Man,
me, I'll gladly save us both the trouble and pry your eyes out
the
now.
one persuasion check
To
I
save
really
our
would have liked to
world,
make.
Gadflo has to die, and Tirnoch has to be sealed
I
away.
definitely would
You're
really
the
like to save if
only
there's one
who can do
nearby.
it.
I honestly
you
want
probably
to
need to be
do
able
that
to
option.
see. Now get
to
in
see.
there, and try not to get yourself killed again. Lead on. I'm right
No, I
behind
doubt, because I didn't save recently. This is 3 minutes ago.
you.
I'm gonna do a manual save just to see how far back 3 minutes ago really is. Only 2 minutes ago. This might be enough for the conversation. The only time, just because I want to see the actual option.
This must have been a lot.
Perfect.
A lot has changed since you were here. That's why people like you and we were. But I don't know if you plan to be resurrected. Of course.
Alright,
I'd
so you seem to
rather
like
didn't-
me.
Huh. I have more important things to do than love. And so do you.
We'll see how the ending
But I
is
do
if there's like a
trust you
romance
with
there.
the fate of my world. It may not set your heart aflutter to hear it, but it'll have to do. Lead on.
Alright,
I'm
so
not
again, I
behind
just
you.
genuinely wanted to see like what. Oh, that's the thing about this game, and it's not bad at all. Speech checks. I mean, they do have it in this game where speech checks are the very, I'm gonna do this, no one can change my mind, don't do it. Okay. They do have that, which is always annoying, because they can at least extend the dialogue to, I'm not gonna do it, don't do it. Okay. But they do that, sadly. But a lot of times, speech checks aren't even persuading them to do something. Like, you say something, and because you passed it, they respond. I don't even want to say they respond positively, but, you know, I guess I will. They respond more positively as opposed to reacting negatively, like, don't say that. They'll be like, you shouldn't say that. So, I mean, it's at times more realistic in the sense that it's not always just like a make you do something check. It's a, okay, you said something that maybe they didn't want to hear, but you said it in a good way, you know, a nice way, so you're charismatic. So, it's minor, but they do stuff like that. So they also do the bad version. I'm a villain, and I will not change my mind. Can you change your mind? Okay. I'll change my mind for no
You
reason.
don't understand, do you? The power of Tirnoch. Yes! Return to your grave!
Tag with it. I thought I did. It didn't. On fire, though. Am I not supposed to like attack him from here? I was just supposed to dodge it the whole
Lend
time,
me
okay.
your power!
Green for the win.
An illusion. Something's not right. If Gadflow isn't here, then he must be hiding further underground, someplace closer to the source of the Prismere.
Closer.
Definitely. The war's not over yet. Whatever bargain Gadflow made with Tirnoch, it's about to pay off. When that happens, the world will not be spared her wrath. This way.
Taking vengeance.
Tirnoch is held captive deep in the Amathin, but her prison is weakening
Now
by
it's
the moment.
reckoning. There you go. Appropriate.
I feel you here again, full of life, full of fate. What have you brought for me?
Amathine.
I can feel Tirnoch's eyes upon us.
You've used your power well. So much potential. Let's have a taste, shall we?
She just tore out a part of the fates you've stolen and turned it against you. Perhaps it is not inaccurate to think of her as a god.
I have been imprisoned here since before your kind emerged from the dark. But now, My freedom draws near.
We cannot let Gadflow free Tiernok.
We're going. I'm doing everything. I'm killing everyone.
Godflow's prayers weakened this prison, but he is not the one who will set you free.
Don't listen. You're the only one who has the power to stop her.
When you first came to me, death was your only fate, but I made enemies for you. And you were so eager to play your role.
You chose this? What does she mean by that?
See, you also could be playing us.
I gave you freedom, and now you have returned to grant me mine.
Only you have the power to reseal Tiernok inside the Amathin. I must keep the secret of her existence from the world. Once Tiernok is pushed back into her prison, these caverns must be sealed. But that leaves one question. Can I trust you to keep Tiernok's secret?
I'll keep it secret.
That is excellent. After all that you've done, it would have been a shame for you to die a second time. If you do escape, I will be watching you. And know this, anyone who learns the truth of what happens here, I will silence myself. Go. Stop Tiernok from fully entering this world. But remember, my blades will always be at your back. Let's go.
Save in case we have like multiple endings we can choose from. Well,
There's no turning back now.
Come, Fate Weaver, bring me your power. Sacrifice yourself and seal the fate of your world.
It's time to choose your fate. Amathin lies beyond. This is where the dragon will breach the veil.
Come forward, mortals. Behold the birth of Tiernok. Attend your final hour.
My fate does not lie beyond those doors. You alone may change what is to come. Go!
Ah, yes. Welcome back, mortal. How does it feel, I wonder, to return to this place? Does the pain of your death still linger? Can you feel it echo through the air? And now, in this place, you shall witness the birth of Tiernok, the destruction of the Alpha, and the dawn of the endless winter. She comes. Tiernok the powerful. Tiernok the merciful. Qualla fella Tiernok. Qualla sera Tiernok. Tianok? Have I done well, lady? Are you pleased? Is it... Did
You have served your purpose.
But I have so much more to give.
And now, faithless one, you shall serve yours.
That's a big girl.
Come closer. Give yourself to me.
Alright, we have no fate. It's okay. I don't use that anyway. We'll be filling our fate and then using it. So it seems like a special mechanic kind of fight. Destroy those things up. And then this will fill our fate.
All that you know shall crumble and fall before me.
Now, do I just pop it now? Or am I supposed to use it at a special time? I don't know. Nothing's changing, so maybe let's pop it now. When her face isn't really ever close that much. Right now? Okay, yeah, it's specifically this stuff. Okay. It's gonna be a mechanics type of fight.
Yes! Struggle! Fight!
Most of the time, just not
die
that
just
engaging. Me asshole.
You are nothing but dust. Why won't you? Little creature, your freedom from fate is nothing to me.
I'm not gonna be cool. Died.
Impossible! Impossible!
How could we have known that this would be a new beginning? I wonder now if we should have foreseen this outcome, but who knew then what fate would bring? I would have liked to have delivered this message in person, to see you one final time. That, however, would have been complicated. The order to which I belong had other plans. Were you ever to leave the crystalline fortress? When it comes to you, though, it seems no fate is written in stone. It was only through my assurances that your silence could be counted upon, that either one of us still draws breath. I trust you will not make of me a liar. Were stories of what we have seen to begin to surface in the inns and taverns of Amalur? I would be asked to seek you out. And as we both know, the next time you die, there will be no return. But let us not speak of this. Your life is your own. Go now, and see what fate may bring you, or what fate you may bring. Perhaps one day in happier times, you and I will meet again. Until that day, I remain yours, Aelin Shear.
Destiny Defiant. You defeated Tirnoch, ended the Crystal War. Normally, the events will resound throughout Amalur forever. As a result of your actions, the world is now free from the constraints of merciless fate. Damage resists, mana, and health. Alright, so you can keep playing after beating. Destiny
Well, awake at last. You gave us quite a scare. But you're here and the war's all but over. So who are we to complain?
What happened?
I was hoping you could tell us. Sidon and I were fighting a few remaining stragglers when all of a sudden they started this unholy wailing. I guess you must have killed Gadflow, because the Tuatha started screaming and ran away. There are still a few diehards, but they don't have the fire in them, you know? Wasn't much longer before Aelin showed up carrying you over her shoulder. Told me to watch over you, make sure you were okay. She left some kind of note for you, but I know better than to read a private message from the likes of her.
War's over. What now?
There are still Tuatha who refuse to surrender, but yes, the war is ended. You should have seen the parade in Rathir. As for what's next, well, that's a tough question. See, a lot of the soldiers asked me for readings after the fighting ended, and try as I might, I can't see a fate for any of us.
There we go. I'm not going to mention Tirnoch. Good. Now we're all free.
Good? Perhaps. Freedom is a blessing, and a curse. If fate truly no longer holds sway over us, only time will tell if it is for good or ill. But regardless of what happens, Amalur and its people remain because of you. And no matter where your path leads, never forget, a person is defined by his actions. Who you are is up to you, and you alone. Go, my friend. Enjoy this world and all of its splendors. You've earned it.
Guessing
morning,
there's
sir.
nothing else unique, but just to verify. Sucks they even show us the parade or anything. Let's head out to the main part of town real quick. There, you can see the icon.
Move along!
Nothing new. Well,
Curios,
there we go.
items of power.
That is Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning. Not perfect, but really, really good. My only complaint, I mean, it goes back to the one thing I remembered about the game being negative was level up too quickly. That's still the case, and that's because of the side quests. So really, the two complaints are tied together. It's both leveling too quickly and just the side quests in general. I mentioned before how it's very weird because it's like the opposite complaint that you get for any other game. The side quests are written very well. They're in-universe, good stories individually, good characters, good dialogue. But the objectives are just very MMO boring. The rewards are trash most of the time. There are very few exceptions. And of course, you just get too much experience that you over-level too quickly. That's it. Otherwise, this is like a really, really awesome experience here that apparently twice now has failed to catch on, and I don't know why. I wholeheartedly recommend this for anyone, with the only mention of just don't do side quests. That's it. Have fun. Don't do side quests. Bam. Have a blast. 40 plus hour content RPG epicness. It's really, really good. Sucks that there's going to be like no sequels or anything like that. I saw from the get-go, clearly the writers made a universe and knew what they were doing. And you can feel that love. The original devs of the game, you can feel everything they put into it. And I genuinely 100% just don't understand why this didn't catch on twice. Now, I'm not talking about like mainstream. Obviously, giant RPGs generally aren't mainstream. Generally. But like, amongst RPG fans, like, no one talks about it. I don't understand it. It's a really fun time, so again, I highly recommend checking this out. Obviously, it's free for PlayStation... whatever the second tier PlayStation Plus is now. That's what I have. I don't have, like, the one that has classics, but the second tier. It's free for that, I think. I don't think it was PS Plus like the normal one. I think it is in the... No, I think it was normal PS Plus. Like, the most basic PS Plus, not the catalog one. Either way, you probably have this if you have PS Plus. Otherwise, I still recommend getting it. I'm sure it's not that expensive. I'm sure it goes on sale pretty often. And again, just ignoring side quests, it's still a very long game with a really fun, amazing combat system that's very fluid, flexible. You can respec any time. Get the game, man. I hate that it won't continue, but enjoy what they gave us because it's one hell of a good time.